this is how to do the zero encounter final descent manipulation for the FF7 no major skips speedrun using JRod 316's step route, which in the Northern Crater takes 14 walking steps on CCNP and 1 walking step on DTNP. First, you're going to need to set your stone value to 177. After Temple of the Ancients, menu just outside of Bone Village, do your menu, and then wait for the in-game time for the seconds value to be 4, 20, 36, or 52. And when it changes to that time, close the menu, run up, enter Bone Village, mash circle to talk to the guy, and it will set your stone value to 177. So it doesn't work on the emulator I'm using. I won't demonstrate it actually being set to 177, but this is what it looks like when it changes. You can see that it just changed to 17. On PSX disk, on a PS2 Slim, it should be at 4, 20, 36, or 52 when you enter Bone Village. That will set the stone value to 177, which will stay the same for the rest of the game. Then after Diamond Weapon, after parachuting into Midgar, we're going to use a lamp and its flickering pattern to set our list value to get us the final descent that we want. So we're going to land, and then on the following screen, we're going to run up and talk to Kate Sith and get close to the ladder and be ready to grab the ladder when the light has flashed in a certain pattern. So this lamppost here, when you have a stone value of 177 like we do, it will turn off, flicker on. A few seconds later, it will turn off and flicker back on. And that's the moment when it finishes flickering back on, that's the moment that we want to grab the ladder and go down. So you get close to the ladder, you hold down, you don't hold run. You wait for the first time that it goes out and flickers back on, wait for the second time, and as soon as it finishes flickering back on, you add circle and you'll climb down the ladder. That looks like this. So then the next thing you need to be aware of is on the screen after the Turks fight, you need to have fairly perfect movement. You will run up, and then shortly after starting to move, you will add left. You'll get an encounter, and then after the encounter, you continue just running up left. So then after that, you will go to the screen with the sparks where you talk to Hojo. For this screen, just run right, and then right after the screen loads, change to down right, and you'll talk to Hojo, mash through this dialogue, and that will set your list value to 18 or something close to it when you enter the Northern Crater. So, oops. So this is the screen where you'll walk 14 steps. You do not need good movement on this screen at all. This is not tight at all. Having bad crater movement is absolutely fine. And in fact, you actually do not want to go too fast. If you are frame perfect on grabbing the ladder when the light flickers back on in the Return to Midgar with the lamppost, if you do that on the exact frame that the lamp finishes flickering on, that will be too early. If you mash through the dialogue with Hojo too quickly, that will be too early. And if your movement is too good on any of on this screen or DTNP, you will get either 2 or 1 encounters. So you want to waste a very little bit of time on one of those spots. I would recommend doing it on the lamp post. So on this screen, it flickers flickers back on, and you grab the ladder when it finishes flickering, but it's better to just wait an extra moment. Like that was perfectly fine, and I grabbed it very, very late. So you don't want to be frame perfect on any of these things. Um, to be exact, it is you need to waste 2 frames on CCNP and 13 frames on DTNP if you get the average ladder grab that I got when I was practicing that lamp screen ladder grab, and with perfect mashing through the Hojo dialog with the sparks. So you need to waste a little bit of time in the crater. But the window of 0 encounter final descents is 21 long. So if you are very, very slow at any point while our RNG is advancing, you are still extremely likely to get a 0 encounter final descent. So what state the lamp is in when you get to it determines how long you have to wait before you can grab the ladder. So ideally, you want it to flicker off while you're talking to Kate Sith here so that you're ready to grab it shortly thereafter. And you can set that up in Cosmo Canyon to some extent. So the full cycle of the lamp is about 27 seconds. In Cosmo Canyon, there are 4 different values that are easy to get on this screen to prepare you for the lamp in Return to Midgar. 154, which is what it's on right now, lasts for a long time, and then the weather vane will move, and once the weather vane stops moving, that list value starts advancing. It then goes to 9, it moves just a couple seconds later, changes to 218, almost immediately moves, changes to 76. This is the best one, 76. But any of those will be better than average. So if it's at 154 and we were to enter right now, and we went fast through Forgotten Capital, or even if we didn't go very fast in Forgotten Capital, it would be about a 12.9 second wait at the ladder before the light flickering finishes and we're ready to grab the ladder. If it's at 76 on the Cosmo Canyon screen, it is only a 3.8 second wait at the ladder. So you can manipulate that a little bit. One thing you want to watch out for is it's okay to run in while the weather vane is moving. Right after it stops, there's a period of time where the list value is advancing, and on average, you will be better off waiting for that list value to settle, which I think the way to do this is to enter this screen and the weather vane will always be moving. You never want to just enter as fast as you can. Always wait for the weather vane to stop moving and then count the satellite dish 3 times, 3 spins, and if the weather vane has not moved within those 3 spins, then you know it's at 154. You know it's going to take a while for it to advance. It's going to take another 2 spins of the satellite dish to advance again. So just go in at 3 spins. If the weather vane does start moving within the first 3 spins of the weather vane, of the satellite dish, I mean, then it's worth waiting for the next value to be reached and settled in. So the values in order are 154, 9, 218, and 76. And those are in descending order, worst to best for waiting on the lamp. But going in right after the weather vane moves is not going to be a good idea because it's going to set your list value to something that is semi-random and is very likely to take longer than 13 seconds of waiting on the lamp. So that is how to do the final descent manipulation for no major skips.